Welcome to another edition of Game Plan. I'm your host, Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Let's just get right to it, hit the whiteboard, and see what we have on tap for this week. The Jacksonville Jaguars had the opportunity to knock off the Eagles last week in Philadelphia if they were able to convert on third downs. That's why this week versus Washington, it's imperative that they do better on the most crucial down of the game. I'm going to show you one way they can have some success on third downs. When you're running plays on, let's say passing plays on third down, you have to have those built-in blitz beaters at your disposal to where you can help your quarterback out, to where you can have some success in moving the chains and staying ahead of the chains and staying on the field. I'm going to show you how they can get the tight end as well as a slot receiver who could be a bigger wide receiver or a tight end if they want to utilize dual tight end sets. But most importantly, you have to have those built-in blitz beaters. And what we're going to do here, just going to show you one way they can do that, running those guys off down the side. So you want to create the action for your guy in the slot and the tight end. We're going to fake the handoff here. Quarterback is going to drop back. Now, 6 to 7 yard crosser, that's always a good play to run versus a blitz. You want to have your crossing route about 6 to 7 yards right behind the linebackers in front of the safeties, because you want to put that safety in the bind to make a decision. Your slot guy is going to run up 12 yards and come across the middle of the field. Now, it's his job to read man or zone. Man, he's going to keep going. Zone, he's going to find somewhere here to settle down. But either way, if the blitz is coming, you have your built-in hot read with the crosser. And if you have enough time, you're going to hit the big play deep down the middle of the field on the in route. So again, it's all about winning on third down. And if they can't do that versus Washington, they're going to find themselves in the same situation that they found themselves out there in Philly. The one thing the Arizona Cardinals will have to do this week versus the New York Giants is stop the run. I'm going to show you how, based off their personnel, they can go to a situational 3-3-5 look and be in great position to stop the run. I'm going to show you right here what a 3-3-5 is. You have your 3 down linemen, 3 backers, and your 4th and 5th defender are essentially guys that are safeties, guys that can cover the flats very well, but also are very strong in run support. So we're going to use 2 safeties here. This could be Troy Jefferson. This could be the rookie Deion Buchanan. So what we're going to do here, since most teams in football are right-handed, you have to stop the strong side run. I'm going to show you a creative way, a creative run blitz that they can stop this guy coming downhill to the right side. So what we're going to do here, we're going to have a little bit of gap exchange between the end and the Mike backer. What the end is going to do, he's going to crash this B gap right here inside, shooting that B gap. Now we're going to have the outside linebacker. He's going to blow up the A gap, trying to force the running back to bounce it outside, hopefully taking out the fullback, because we have the Mike backer's job is to shoot and get the C gap. And as the cadence starts to wind down, we're going to have the strong safety walk up, hover over the right outside shoulder of the tight end on the end. He's the end man of the line of scrimmage. And at the snap of the ball, he shoots, and he's a contained guy. He's setting the edge, trying to funnel everything back inside. We're also going to have the nose tackle shoot the weak side A gap. So that's a strong side run blitz. Could be effective versus the pass as well, but it's one way the Cardinals can utilize their personnel against the New York Giants, which will put them in great position to slow down the ground game. Seeing that third down is the theme of this video, the Washington Redskins also did a poor job last week on third downs, which is why they lost to the Houston Texans, and they have to do a better job this game versus Jacksonville. And I'm going to show you one way they can do so by sending 3 backers to try to stop the run or stop the short pass on third downs. What we have drawn up here, your classic 3-4 front, and we're going to send 3 backers, and pre-snap is looking like cover 2, but really it's cover 0. You're going to have the strong safety and the free safety responsible for guys in the backfield. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the backer that's on the line of scrimmage, the strong side outside linebacker. His job is to be a contained player. So he's watching whomever is going to go his way and threaten his area, but he's playing contained, making sure Chad Henne doesn't escape out the pocket. Now on the backside, we're going to send this guy, he's on a full go. So we're going to try to funnel him to this strong side backer, trying to generate that pass rush, dictating where we want him to go with the football. We're going to have the 5-tech cross face and attack this gap here, because we're sending the backer looping around in that C gap. So again, pressure coming front side, contained blitzer on the outside with the outside backer. And what we're going to do, we're going to walk the strong safety up, and his job is to be manned up on this tight end. So he has a tight end manned up. Corners have their guy manned up. Free safety's job, he's going to walk down, almost giving the illusion of a blitz, but now he's manned up on the guy that threatens his area. So if this guy runs off, he doesn't have to peel. Free safety job is to pick him up and take him out. Just as if this guy was to flare out, he can stay where he's going. He doesn't have to peel. he has the fullback or the guy that's releasing to the flat. Now, what we're going to do with the nose, we're going to have the nose tackle's job is to play straight through his man, try to play through that center, get that interior pressure. We're going to have the 5-tech cross face here. We're going to shoot this inside backer through the A gap. So again, right there is how we're going to attack this defense. We have B gap pressure, C gap pressure. We're holding tight on the outside. We're going to leave this gap free, and we're going to leave that gap for the nose tackle. Hopefully he's going to get two. He's going to two gap this A gap. His responsibility is to play through the center, but also keep an eye on the strong side A gap. So that's one way they can get pressure on Jacksonville on third downs. Puts them in great position to stop the run, but also allows them the ability to peel off certain guys. So, they don't have to peel off certain guys. Again, your outside backer is responsible for the guy that comes to his area. Free safety will be responsible for the guy to his area. Strong safety has the tight end manned up, and we're manned up on the corners outside. So that's one way the Washington Redskins can play effective third down defense this game versus Jacksonville. The Tennessee Titans have to be able to get pressure on Tony Romo, and I'm going to show you how they can utilize four defensive backs without the strong safety on the field to do that. Little zone rotation we're going to show right here. We're going to put a nickel back at safety. We're going to rotate over to where you have the free safety now covering the flat. So let's draw this up. Like I said before, free safety covering the flat. Nickel back is playing deep third, and we're also going to be manned up on the outside. But the good part about it, we have the corners playing off because we have this backer dropping in to that curl out responsibility, but he is going to be manned up on the corner. Corner is manned up here on this receiver. And what we're going to do up front, we're going to have those inside backers having responsibilities for the backs in the backfield, but they're going to be on dog blitzes. So again, the backs to your near side, you're responsible for. If they stay in and block, you are free to go to get pressure. That's the beauty of it. And now what we're going to do on the front side, we're going to have these guys run a little game up here. Backer's going to take that outside shoulder of the tackle. We're going to have this 5-tech loop around and try to get that outside shoulder of the tight end. And what we're doing here, nose tackle, his job is to straight up get weak side A gap pressure, boom. Because again, we have the backer is responsible for those dog blitzes. So again, if this guy doesn't release, his job is to pick a gap and shoot the gap. Same with here. Your job is to shoot the gap, pick which one. We're going to have 5 technique play outside. So again, you see where we rotate the coverage, protecting ourselves in the short to intermediate area. Free safety could essentially rob the curl flat area if he wants to. Corners are manned up on the outside, and we have the nickel back dropping back deep. All we're trying to do is get Tony Romo to hold the football just a little bit too long, so that way these guys can get where they need to be, those guys can get where they need to be, and hopefully causing either a sack, a turnover, or getting these guys off the field. So again, Tennessee has a very good defense. They have the ability to get pressure, and they also have the guys on the back end to make plays on the ball. The New England Patriots gave up way too many yards on the ground last week versus the Miami Dolphins, and in comes Adrian Peterson and that Minnesota Vikings running game. They have to do a better job of aligning themselves versus the run. I think if they go to a split eagle look versus Minnesota, it puts them in great position to slow down the running game and Adrian Peterson and getting these guys off the field. So let me show you what we have drawn up here, a split eagle look. Both defensive tackles are on the guards. You're going to have the ends kicked inside. You're going to have the backer on the line of scrimmage. And what we're trying to do is get everybody responsible for a gap. And stopping the run is all about attitude and gap responsibility. So this backer's gap is here. He's playing the outside shoulder of the tight end. Defensive end's job is, again, playing outside shoulder of the tackle. Tackle's job, even though he's kicked inside, his job will be to go inside and secure the A gap on the inside. Now, the center, we're trying to draw that double team when you have a guy going inside, and we're going to have this back, this 3-tech. His job, as always, is to go outside, going outside. Now, that gives the running back great opportunity the linebackers great opportunity. Why? Because, again, they're protected by the tackles over the guards. Guy going inside, the 1-tech's going inside. Now you have the backers playing gap. They have a great opportunity to make a play at or behind the line of scrimmage. But again, it's always about gap integrity and doing your job. If these guys can stay gap disciplined, playing that split eagle look, I think they can have some success versus the running game. Because again, the Vikings love to come strong side power. They love to put their guards on the move. That's why you put these guys where you have them and go to that split eagle look right here. And these guys right here in the box, those two backers, with the backer on the outside, Jamie Collins should do a great job over the tight end. So again, it's all about stopping the run. It's all about playing gap integrity, and it's all about doing your job. And if they can do what I have drawn up here, even if they do it situationally, they'll do a much better job versus the run than what they did versus Miami. I was impressed with the Carolina Panthers offensive line, more in particular the interior offensive line versus Tampa Bay. Now this game, different animal, two outstanding defensive tackles with the Detroit Lions and Nick Fairley and Ndamukong Suh. If they want to protect themselves up front and still try to get big plays deep down the field, I think they're going to have to go conservative with their pass protection and having two guys blocking one. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Basic setup, spread set, and the unique part about it, when I'm saying conservative, you want to keep the tight end into block so that way he's responsible for the defensive end. So you don't have to worry about that. When we're talking about conservative, we're going to have the guard and center be responsible for the tackle to the near side and the nearest backer. So that's him and this backer are going to be responsible for the center and guard is going to be responsible here. Now, strong side, you have the tackle and the guard responsible for the backer, his side, to their side, as well as the defensive tackle. So again, these guys, you have 2-on-2 blocking. If they drop, you still have two guys working on Ndamukong Suh. If he drops, you have two guys working on Nick Fairley. Now, what we're going to do with the weak side backer, the back will be in what we like to call a scat call. So let's say you could decide, okay, we're going to make a scat call where at the snap of the ball, he's just going to take off and run. Or he has to check first. This guy drops, he's now free to release. So that's how you get that extra eligible receiver, because you're keeping the tight end to block. So you can release the back, whether or not it be a scat call or a check with me first, and then release depending on what this backer does. If this backer comes, he stays in the block, you're well protected in the pocket, you have your tackle responsible for the defensive end. So again, in order to get big plays down the field, you're going to hope your receivers can make those guys miss and win those individual matchups. So again, go conservative on the inside versus these two guys that can really get pressure in Ndamukong Suh and Nick Fairley. I think the Panthers can have the same type of success they had versus Tampa Bay because they did so well on the inside. This week versus the St. Louis Rams, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to find ways to influence and calm the pressure of the over-aggressive defensive tackles, more in particular Aaron Donald, who's a rookie that does a great job in getting off the football and causing all kinds of disruption in the backfield. I'm going to show you what we call a toss dive, where you're using the toss motion, but it's really a dive, and we're going to trap the defensive tackle. One quick way they can have some success on the inside. You see we have an H-back drawn, so that means we're going to spread the field and try to play games with the inside, the numbers game on the inside. So how we're going to block this up, we're going to show toss action, but what we're going to do on the offensive line, we're going to have the backside tackle, he's going to work up to get that defensive end block, going to have the H-back work up and block that weak side backer. And now what we're going to do here is going to be key. We're going to have the center block down on the defensive tackle. We're going to have the the guard here work up and get the backer. Tackle is going to kick out the defensive end. We're going to have the guard come and trap that defensive tackle, showing the toss action. So you're going to have the fullback step this way, tailback step this way, hopefully getting the backers to go against flow, putting them in great position to get blocked. So now the fullback is going to lead up and block the inside backer. Tailback is going to catch the toss, stop, and cut it right back up where we had trapped the defensive tackle. So you can see where the influence of the motion, the toss motion, gets flow going one way, putting people in better position to get trapped or get blocked. And that's how they can have some success this week versus St. Louis. You want to influence those defensive tackles, get them to calm their pressure, and then when you go into the passing game, they're not going to be as aggressive getting off the snap, getting off the ball, thus giving you time in the pocket to make plays downfield in the passing game. So again, running plays like this helps you out in the passing game because, again, those defensive tackles won't be as aggressive.